Okay, guys, it's table talk time. I'm Sam, this is Garret Ventry, this is Gary Miller, and today we are talking about Jesus, his deity, and his manhood, and how that impacts our walk with Christ. Now, you just talked about that during Sunday school. Share a little bit about what you talked about with me and Gary, even though we were there. Elaborate for our viewers, and then Gary, your thoughts as well, and we'll have a good time.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Sam. It's a pleasure to be here back on the show. We'll be talking about, we talked about today, as you guys
I got
are
a cup
there.
of coffee, so I feel like I'm
good. We talked about the incarnation of Christ and the exaltation of Christ, as theologians call it Christology, making sense there. As the incarnation, we have everything we need to suffer and to be humble and to love our enemies and to overcome temptation and to persevere. We have it in that, but if we don't have the balance of the exaltation of Christ, we will not tell anyone to repent, we will not have boldness. So that's where it comes with the balance of having boldness and having love, telling people about Jesus, but also living it out. So that's kind of what we went over today in Sunday school.
Because don't some people today kind of have this idea of Jesus? Most of the world, and much of America, is kind of like, they kind of throw his deity out the water, and they kind of have this idea of this first century love hippie that just went around spreading love like the 60s hippies. Could that not be farther from the truth? His love was, first off, I don't think he talked about love as much as we'd like. He demonstrated it on the cross, and that was not hippie love.
He was rebuking people.
He was rebuking people and calling people children of the devil.
Yeah.
And even those he loved, even those that were humble like Nicodemus, he was still like, are you a teacher of Israel and you don't understand this? He wasn't like, hey, let's run and smell flowers. I mean, maybe I'm...
No, you're true. So you got to go to Revelation 19.
Oh, talk about that real quick and then your thoughts.
Just the exalted Jesus, the
fire.
eyes of fire, the crowns, name written that no one knows, came to judge the nations. That's the exalted Jesus who we have to have a picture of now. That's the Jesus who we worship, and that's the Jesus who is reigning right now.
And is he loving and gentle? Absolutely.
Yeah.
We know it's to come all to me you who are weary and heavy laden,
With those who are enemies against
and
him.
I will give you rest. But right, he offers his enemies that peace even.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gary, that's your thoughts.
My thoughts on what?
Kind of the conversation today.
Your thoughts on how does that impact our lives?
I think,
How do we love our enemies?
when I think about Jesus, I think that he is Lord of all. I think that he died for my sins. I think that he died for sinners. I think he died for all those who believe. Now, thinking about Jesus, I just think about that he's our example. And I think that he is who we're to follow. And when I look at him and I think about the way he lived, he is 100% God and 100% man. So he can empathize with us fully. He's not 50% God and 50% man. He's fully both. So in that light, I think of the fact that he came in this earth, he loved people. When they were going to throw stones at that woman, he said, he who was without sin cast the first stone, and they all dropped it and walked away. That's someone who obviously had care and passion for somebody. Now, in other instances, he's sitting here calling Pharisees brood of vipers and things like that, and those are pretty harsh words, and if we said that today to somebody, we would be called judgmental. I look at Jesus as the example. In that regard, he loved people and rebuked people. We need to have a balance. And speak that dead horse. That thing is unrecognizable.
I think we've got like 10 seconds, so finish.
Well, basically what I just want to say is, I think that we need to love
40
people.
seconds.
We need to love people, and we need to be honest with people. We need to come at people. We need to be real with people. But when we do that, we do need to say it in a loving way, not in a way that they tolerate, but in a way like we were at that state at one point. We did deserve hell. We still do deserve hell. We were on our way there. Thanks be to God that we no longer do. We want to share the grace of God with them and make God look great, not us look great and they don't have salvation. So,
and Zach, you can let it go an extra few seconds.
So justice will be done on those people, but we should have a passion for them to be saved.
All right.
So that's all I got.
Very good. the gospel, it's Easter Sunday. Christ has risen from the dead. He has died for sinners, and he's calling all people everywhere to repent and believe in him. And this was our first taping, so if it was a little awkward, please forgive us. We're still working on our show chemistry here.
Go figure, you take 3 awkward guys and it's awkward.
Well, we're going to go to a commercial break. No, I just wanted to say that. That's it. That's all our budget will allow. So
Thanks for joining us.
we're done.
Thanks to our sponsors from Get a Life Media Ministries.
Zach, turn the camera on yourself. Nope. Yep, you got it. That's Zach, the cameraman.
Thanks for joining us this week on Table Talk at NFBC with Dr. Sam Torcasio, Gary Miller, and Garret Ventry.
Now, we'll be closing to our sponsors at Get a Life Media Ministries.
Wait, did we mention he was a Mormon? No.
April Fool's
Oh,
Day.
Ty should have given it away.
And did we mention that he's a Walmart manager?
Thank you.
And he works at Walmart.
Have a great Resurrection Sunday.
Come thou fount of every